passion, dreams, creativity, where the impossible becomes reality. I believe everyone is born with an inner light, a calling, a mission to positively affect humanity. Come with me on an exciting journey as we meet fascinating people who are living their dreams. Together, we will expand our consciousness to dream our visions to life. Step by step, we will release old programming we've received from others and access our true inner spirit. Let's open the door and get ready to fly. I'm Mari Rain, and welcome to Heaven on Earth. Steven Irby, better known as L. Steven, is a true reflection of a modern-day Renaissance man, a multi-talented artist and CEO business owner of Original. On his website, you will discover one-of-a-kind works of art. Come with me as we dive deeper into the soul of the creator. Remember, if you don't like being the center of attention, then you're not ready for L'Original. All right, and welcome to Rain TV.
Rain TV.
My name is Mari Rain, and we are here with Rain Lifestyle.
Oh, okay, this is lifestyle.
Yes,
okay.
Rain is a lifestyle, and L. Steven, you represent a part of the world and existence that I am trying to bring light and shift the consciousness of everyday people to start living their dreams. So let's begin. What is your first and last name?
Littleton is the first name. Irby's my last name.
And you are the CEO and business owner of L'Original.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when did you give birth to L'Original?
February last year. 2019.
Yeah, tell me, was that a challenge for you to transition from, I'm assuming you were working a 9-to-5 job?
Well, I was working, I never worked 9 to 5. I worked 9 to 9 and 9 to 10 and 12 job in hospitality. But it was time. I've been doing hospitality, I don't know how many, 20, 30 years. And when else am I going to try something new for myself? So I finally just tried it. And I've had my little businesses the whole time. This is my third one. Because, I had, it's funny, I was trying to remember them all, too. I know there was iDesign. Who designed that picture? Or who designed that? I designed it.
That's cute.
Yeah, that was cute. And then there was another one I did, too. That's the middle one I don't remember. Oh, that middle one I don't think I couldn't tell you the name of it. But it was in South Carolina. Mm-hmm. And it was leather again. Yeah, it was leather again. And then finally it's this one.
Now,
it says leather. It
was leather. Was that the name of the company, or is that you were designing?
It was Pivo is what it was. Pivo, Piotric.
Yes.
Pi, his name is Piotric. And then Stevo. So together it's Pivo.
Now, how long did that business last?
That lasted about 3 years or something. It was just like when I don't have anything to do, it's very interesting. When you run out of stuff or you have a lull in your life, instead of feeling bad about your stuff, I always try to do something to keep my mind occupied. So if I'm in the worst time of my job, like working in Berkeley, not the whole time was bad, but working all those hours and stuff, then instead of getting depressed, I worked on ties, and then from ties I worked on vests, and then leather, and then bags, and then bracelets and stuff.
Because I know you've worked in the hospitality business for a number of years, and anybody that works in hospitality knows it can drain your life and your spirit because you are pretty much married to the company.
Yeah.
And so for you to be able to triumph over that experience and still find the time to feed your soul and your spirit through art, what was your inspiration? What motivated you each day to get up and keep going?
Oh, I had to. It would be something where if I didn't do it, then I would die inside, or I had to find some joy.
Was there a pivotal moment in your life that you realized, I'm an artist?
I still haven't admitted that to myself. So you're talking to someone who's been still doing it for, I don't know, doing art in between. So I would paint, or I would do paintings, or I would do I would just take and put something together, or I would do interior designing or something. And I didn't do it on purpose, it was just phonetically, it would just happen. It was something, it was just a calling that you just do. I finally when my husband and I had a business that was Pivo, and we were doing the leather and stuff. We also did construction and refi, just any kind of thing. And so my cousin wanted me to decorate her house for Christmas, which was kind of cool. But like the last thing I did was just I'm like, oh, I found this fabric and I wrapped it around some evergreen, and then I put some rosemary or something in it, some flower, whatever. And I just threw it into as a centerpiece. And I'm just like, oh, whatever. Mm. And then all the other stuff that I took my time to actually make it look beautiful, they didn't say anything about it. Oh, everything looks nice. But that centerpiece, oh my God. So like the stuff that you don't put your effort into and it still comes out right.
You mentioned that you went to school to study. Mm-hmm. What is your background pertaining to art?
Hotel restaurant management. So I went to school for that, but then with a minor in fine arts. It was very interesting. So it's like, And I mean, the other class that I did really well was in human resources.
Now that's interesting because you went to school for hospitality and you minored in art, but now your life, it appears you have put your major, art has become your major, and the other aspects of your education have become the minor.
Yeah. But now it's just kind of hard because I'm like, okay, so what am I going to do now? I'm doing my art now. Really, it's like I would have so much joy. Like when people wake up and they're just like skipping and everything else because they're just so happy that they're doing what they. I've never had that feeling. Maybe when I've done something. No, not got paid. No, no.
Do you feel like if you were being paid, what you are worth right now, and having the opportunity to create for a specific experience, on your daily life journey, would that bring you that kind of joy?
Oh yeah, I'd be so excited. Yeah. And so that's what I'm trying to make. But I'm like, okay, so what type of art do I want to make? I love print work. I think it'd be cool to have my own fabric styles or patterns. That would be so cute. But then if that didn't work, then it's like, okay, because you can't just do that.
Right.
I still would want to do like design bags or paint but see, for me, painting is just, it was so hard, but if I just had my right mood and right channel, it just comes out. That's one to make prints of it so that you can sell it at a good price in the little the gift store that they would have.
Right.
So that way you can generate, because the whole point is you're trying to generate money.
Right. So I was going to ask you later on the conversation, but so ideally you would love to have a space where you can showcase your art and have people come and see it and have the opportunity and the option to purchase and or just to see something beautiful.
Yes, but that would be, if I had my own studio, I wouldn't want them to go to my studio. I would want to have a museum or something, or a gallery, or I think they call art consultant now. That would actually be the person that's talking to the people. I wouldn't want to have just anybody just walking up into my studio, because it's very interesting. Like, it's very personal. And because, wherever you go, there you are. So if you go up in somebody's house, they can say they're a millionaire. They can say they clean. They can say all this stuff. But all you got to do is be like, you what? You got that old fake old way. This is real, okay? This is real.
Right.
Okay, So wherever you go, there you are. So, besides, I only let the true people that I know and love come into my house, because I have my shield, don't have to have my shields up, and it's the same as anything else.
Now, with that too, is there an ideal place that you dream of where you would love to showcase? Is there
the Guggenheim, or I want to be that one black artist that they haven't had, where everyone's like, wow, that's his stuff. Like, like Pablo Picasso. Like, he was the first person to start collages and cubism. And but he learned how to do every single type of style, impressionistic, and then postmodern and all this other stuff. I don't know how to do that because I do not like to draw people. I do not like to draw. I will draw a person if I need to, and I'll find a way to show it where it's this. But you'll see a back on a person, you'll see legs, or I'll draw women. But it's interesting, when I see men drawing women, in my mind, I'm thinking, see, that man got a crush on that woman, or there's something that he's attracted to on that woman, that's why he's drawing her. I ain't did details. You're going to see a silhouette of a beautiful
Okay,
woman.
right.
So if you see where the eyes focusing on in that picture that man had, he did that for a reason. Because he's nasty. Mine ain't going to be like that.
Well, let me ask you, what is your earliest memory of painting or expressing yourself creatively? Can you...
Oh, I was just writing that to that thing where sitting on the porch house, not the porch. We had a round bench, picnic tables, and it was white with a little green umbrella in it that would turn back, And I remember sitting outside on a spring or whatever day it was. The sun hadn't come up all the way, so it wasn't 12 o'clock. And I just remember having my little paper towels that my mom made me have, and my little plastic cups, and my little cheap old paint set, and painting. I remember drawing a piece of artwork, and my grandfather still, to this day, well, before he died, he kept that picture up, the same picture. And I mean, like, from when I was 7, it was still up to when I was graduating from high school.
Wow.
And it's like, huh.
Now, can I ask you, what is art to you?
I don't know. Art's anything. Art, like, I look at things, it's just another way of expressing my way, because sometimes I just can't communicate as well as I'd like to. So that's why I do more metaphors. I'll do a story or try to explain it to that way instead of me just trying to say a word or something sometimes. Because the way that I think, or while I'm trying to explain the process to you, it may not be the same as how you would go through putting, like, for example, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I may have my peanut butter first and then my jelly and then, whatever. And that's how I would make it. But you put your jelly first and your peanut butter and then cut it in half and do, or maybe you mix it together and have it like, a mush and then put it together. So like for me, that's just a way, art is a way of me being able to express what I see or what I'm thinking to people who aren't me.
Beautiful. So let's get a little more into l'original. So you design purses, belts, bags, leather decor, for instance, Iris. It's this gorgeous, beautiful blue ombre creation.
Oh.
What was the inspiration behind that? Because I've never seen anything like it before.
Oh, I just love to draw, to take it. It's just, it was another thing that I was like, well, I want to. I mean, because I think irises are my favorite flowers. And so when I take it, and I was like, I wonder how this would look. And then you see all the pretty different colors and the fluorescent colors in it. And iris, it's just beautiful, just like the cherry blossoms.
No, it's beautiful. You captured that beautifully, and it's just, I've never seen...
Oh. There you go.
I've never seen decor made out of leather, and the way that you structure it. And do you paint that as well? Wow, it's beautiful. It's
and I purposely make sure you can see my screw.
Yeah, I love it. Right? No,
because they're like, what is that?
See, and that's the kind of thing that makes people go, "Wow, I've never seen this before." And that's why you are so inspirational to so many, because you are not just, the average everyday person walking down the street.
Yeah.
I think you were born to stand out and shine.
Yeah, I was designed to stick out, and it's not always that fun being this tall and this big and always sticking out. I mean, I could stick out and not even say nothing.
You know how many people dream of that?
That's funny. I don't understand that. I would love just to blend in. Just to be my husband's height. Or, just a little average. I'd love to see what it's like just to be like that. Average. And sometimes you can do that. But, I mean, ugh.
Well, God made you a certain way and said, yes, dear.
You have a mission. You ain't ever gonna blend in. Ever.
Until you go stand with the stars and the celebrities.
Okay. Well, I'm ready for that.
Okay. Quick question, too. Do you desire fame?
I desire fame a certain way, but I don't know. Because when I was working at the restaurant, there was a point where, since I was working all the time by myself, I had guests that would actually walk and be like, there he is! And he had a picture of me that I had taken with them at the restaurant, and they were showing me, I'm like, I'm in a gasoline station. Really? Y'all excited about seeing somebody at the restaurant? I mean, I know we have fun and stuff, but...
Well, I have to let you know that I've met you in the hospitality industry, and throughout my time period and moments of being with you, I would literally, I would come into L. Stevens' world basically, because people, for whatever reason, who you are, people fall in love with you.
Yeah.
Literally, you create moments for people in their life, and they see it as an experience as opposed to just a passing moment within their everyday experience in life. You literally create like a Disneyland, you create like a New York, you create like a Los Angeles, a feeling, and people take that with them, and you pull that out of people, and not everybody has that gift and ability, and it's just, you can see that in your art as well.
Thank you. I think that's very interesting you said it.
Because what it reminds me of is those crystals. I don't want to get it wrong. That you amplify whatever someone is. You help to amplify how they're feeling.
Yeah.
So people come into your world, into your atmosphere. The next thing you know, you help them project out into the world and feel free and open in a way that they didn't prior to meeting you. And that translates once again in your art.
But then I just don't know how to get my art out there. I just don't know. I mean, I put it on Instagram, I put it on Facebook, and I'm just like, okay, and I'm not just trying to put it like certain ways, because I'm still exclusive. Like, I just want to just be, my dream would be like, oh, I sent it to one of the people, and they're like, oh my goodness, this is just beautiful. Because my next thing I want to do is, I want to do my series of, it's called, White People Matter, Do White People Matter, ? And it will be a series of the Floyd and the woman, and then but it will be my version of that, and then it would be like someone told me to switch. So the white people be the ones that are being incarcerated, and the black people be the ones that are doing it.
Right.
But still, because I know, like I was even telling the gallery woman, that would be good because you could invite, what I was telling you. So after I had a small exhibit, then the whole thing would be that next month, then I'd be the person in the spot to have a large exhibit.
Okay, yes.
So that way, you're getting to be known. And so then I could actually do my series, and then we could also have like, the police chief, and we could have some police officers and some local people, and we can have politicians, and then we can finally start having a conversation. Maybe it'd be cool if I could unleash my app then too. But it's like there's so much things that we can do, because the whole goal is to get a conversation going. That's the whole thing. Just open it up and just talking about it.
Right.
And then after that, as long as you're talking about it, then it's going to be fine, because it's a conversation. You don't see it as an enemy. But if you never talk about it, then you're still going to be like,
Well, you're making me realize more than ever that art can be used to heal. As you said, starting a conversation. It starts a conversation within your mind, your eyes, your body, all your senses, and you have a message that you're getting across at the same time by showcasing, your soul and your spirit. And that way you're doing the work of God. I'm always going to bring everything back down to a spiritual, metaphysical perspective, but I love that you are willing to allow your art to be the conversation that begins the healing.
I never thought about it like that. I was just thinking, I guess I just look at my stuff as just, I don't know if I take it for granted, or maybe I know it's a big thing, but then I kind of downplay it. Because, I don't need to, but then, Nelson Mandela did not write this poem, but someone else did, and he took took all the credit for it, but, the world does not benefit by your playing small.
Yes.
And then it says, like, when you let your light show, it's not so that another person will see your light and become embarrassed and hide theirs, so that you can give an example, and then they can turn on their light more too.
Well, Elle, you definitely represent that to me in my life for sure, and the many journeys we've gone on.
Oh my goodness!
If I think about Halloween in Los Angeles,
no.
in West Hollywood, I've never had an opportunity, maybe feeling safe enough to shine as bright as I could, because I knew you were there.
Oh yeah, I knew you knew ain't nobody was gonna mess with you.
That was one of the
we had the Italian people too there, wasn't there?
Oh, that's right.
We had Leone and Leo.
That was some good memories. Life is making those memories.
Fun, huh? Oh, I remember what you had on. You had on this It was like a genie thing on the bottom with the sheer skirt, and you had a little
Mm-hmm.
gold lace, gold top, and you
Mm-hmm.
had something that stuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. It was a
I had a
headpiece.
Brazilian head thing that made me look like I was 6'5".
Uh, and you walked in, everybody was.
Oh, but I just told somebody that story the other day. I told Kira's boyfriend. I said when I was walking, I said I went out with Elsie when I described how tall you were, beautiful. I said he had on Afro puffs on his bald head, had on a beautiful schoolgirl outfit, and he went out there and said, started doing the Wonder Woman. All these people were like taking pictures,
Girl,
They say autograph.
They still do.
And then then you would turn to me and then pointed to me. It was your turn. I was like, oh, no.
I was trying to show you this picture. Here it is. You mean this? You mean this right here?
Yes. We have to zoom in on this one. Yes, that was the night.
Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. Are you in the picture
No,
now?
I was over there dancing on the.
Okay, that's what Jody Watley was performing
Yes,
too.
that's right.
Oh, she got me
my
upstairs so
god.
much. You know the words of sound.
Oh my god, I forgot about Jody
I don't know this
Watley.
new stuff. Give me some of that old stuff.
Come on back into l'original, because I want to remark on one of my favorite pieces. It's Kids on a Tire Swing. Now, it's being sold as a print, but is it an actual art piece?
Oh yeah, yeah. If you hear me say it's actual RP, I'll have to scratch underneath it. You see little fabric right there on top of the shelf. See, I'll be hiding stuff. So on the top of the shelf, on the top, see the over in between that and that other shelf.
Okay, we'll look at it. I will get a picture of it. But that one, like it made me have to stop and question like what I was looking at, because I felt like I was looking at a 3D image because it was put onto a canvas.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not. But it's not put on the canvas.
So it's sold as the object itself, as the art itself.
It's a two-dimensional piece.
Really?
But that was the next step that I was going to, because then after that, then I had the four people with the little drone things around the sphere.
Yes, yeah.
And then after that, then it was next. So you can see my progression. That was the first one that I did it where I cut out all the greens and I actually put them on the background, because I usually would just have the piece. I would put in a pretty background, and then I always cut out the background, and then I would put something else over it.
Right.
So like I draw the whole piece, I paint it, and for some reason the main characters I would cut them out, and then I would put it on another background that I just made, because I would hate the way it looks.
Right.
And so this was the first time that I was like, and I started cutting the green stuff from color, and I started putting it on the background too. So then it was like Rumman Bearden, because he like did the whole thing with collages. So mine's like maybe a semi-collage, I think, because I would do, but like every single piece they had was just cut out and everything. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So then, and that was weird, because I still was trying to follow the laws of art.
Right.
So like that's why if you'll notice I have like the little shadow, and then the shadow makes it look I was trying to follow, and then I was like, okay, so what else? And then when I did it, I think it's really interesting, because it's like. And the thing is only this big. And it's really weird.
Really?
I'm like, yeah, that's the first. Yeah, I cut out that back too.
Oh, because it's very impressive. Like when you see it, it's like once again you're seeing something l'original.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's the thing too. So I don't know if l'original is supposed to be just my leather work, or is l'original supposed to be me. I mean, and then Steven is the person doing the artwork. But it looks like it's.
Let me ask you, Elle, do you have a favorite work of art? Your own personal work.
Oh, I have my first one that I like. That I still have that one hidden too. I think it's in there. The flowers one. Because it's not aggressive, and it could be like used in different platforms. Like so with Michael Jackson, this is the reason behind. This is one of my things I was talking about. Michael Jackson was talking to Quincy Jones. And Quincy Jones was talking about how an artist gets a same rep for a song, and then he uses that song to make all of the other ones. That's why all the songs sound a little bit similar. And if he was doing a mixtape, all of them would go together. So the reason I'm telling you that is because the colors, the flowers, that's the main one that helped me begin all the other ones. And with like Michael Jackson's Thriller, that's the same sound as Beat It. It's the same rip as Billie Jean, as the same grip, as Off the Wall, and all. Yeah, you get to Quincy Jones show, Michael. You get your same main rip thing,
Right.
and you either slow it down, speed it up, do whatever, but that's the same song.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. So Flowers was the one that started all the stuff for me, because Flowers, I was doing my watercolor. See, I was doing this before other people was doing that. I took my paper, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what would happen. Because I was trying to do something for my mom and dad's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took glue, and I took paper, and I glued the paper onto the other paper. Oh, mind you, wouldn't do no drugs. And then I actually took, and I painted it. And then I was doing something, I'm like, this looks nice. I'm like, I went through past Kinko's and said, what would happen if I put this on a copy machine? Now, color copy, they didn't have that. That had just come out.
Mm-hmm.
So one color copy print was $20. Or an 8x10, which was $10. 8.5x11, which was $10. So I put it on there, and I held my hand down on it, and then all these blues and these browns and these greens and the reds came out, and I was like, wow. It looks so pretty. And that's when I started using color copy on my stuff.
Wow.
And I was like printing and everything else. And then because some of the originals didn't look half as good as the reproductions.
Wow. So that's, I love it. Just you're experimenting.
Yeah.
And just being your creative, intuitive faculty coming in has allowed you to fall in love with your.
Yeah, artwork. Yeah, I even have the, remember, I don't know if you remember this, but a long time ago in the 80s and 90s, they actually took the flashcards, not flashcards, they had pictures, and then they made them like they had a picture of a door, and that represented an O, it was black and white or something. I mean, a square, or I don't know, an H. And they had a picture of the tree, and it looked like an M or something. And then, so for art class, we had to take and do something like that. So I found industrial pictures. Like I found a picture right over there near where we lived in Padol, and it looked like the road looked like an R.
Oh wow!
Just so I did it, and I made it black and white, and I was going to use that for flashcards for kids so that they could learn how to do it. Of course, did I go through it? No. And then everyone else started doing. So like I had these great ideas and stuff, but then I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? Whatever, and then the stuff, and then they're like, are you serious? Did you really? I'm like, yeah, I came up with that. I been did that.
Right.
And that's why it's like, okay, now people are like gluing stuff and putting stuff together. It's like, please, I been did that.
Right. How interesting. No, but I'm glad you now have the time to be able to, take more of your ideas and bring them to life.
Yeah. For now.
Yeah, I don't know if people know how hard that is, or what it takes to be able to just say, I got an idea, and yes, I'm going to move forward with it, Now, let me ask you, you are definitely a true artist. And when it comes to people purchasing your artwork, it's one of a kind. So people are purchasing a masterpiece. How do you feel about surrendering and letting go?
Well, that's why I said I don't give up my masterpiece easy. Like that one piece you were talking about with the kids on the tire.
Yes.
Okay, that was commissioned by Rudy. And it was the nicest thing because it was during Christmas last year. And I was like, you gotta let me just draw something for you. I'll just draw the thing for your kids. I don't care. You don't have to pay me. Just let me just I'll give you a copy of it. He thought he was going to get the original. That's why we was fighting. But he said he wanted it like a certain height. I'm like, I could shrink it down that size, but I can't cut. I'm not cutting the original. And he didn't understand why. You cannot cut an original. I said someday it's going to be famous, so you cannot cut it. I was like, okay, whatever. But
well, let me say this. If you can't handle attention, you can't handle this website. So that is a quote on the website of L'Original. And what does that mean exactly?
I'm designed to stick out.
There we go. Now, on your website, you have a blog. And it's literally your journal. And one of my favorite excerpts from it, if I'm going to read it, your journal is broken up into present, past, and future, which I love. So we're going present. Sunday, I was drawn to give my pastor a bracelet because she was the only one that stayed with me for 7 years. And I had to thank her for her perspective, but I'll call it truth. And as I was writing thank you note, all these feelings came rushing in, and I am reminded that I am going to do this new venture. I've got to burn this bridge.
Yeah.
What do you mean by burn this bridge?
Well, she was talking about how if you're going to change something, then you have to burn the bridge. You can't just say, I'm going to do this, and then, oh, goodness, how you going to tell me that now when I was thinking about? She's like, if you're going to change, then that means you got to go behind you, where you're coming from, and you got to lock that door, and you got to build a whole bridge, you got to build a wall, and everything else, and you can't find a way where you could leave the key, where you're like, just in case it don't work, you can go back and find your way back in there. So you have to burn the bridge down, cut it down, whatever, and then you can go forward, because then you'll be putting your whole heart and soul and your commitment into this new process endeavor. Yes. Oh, that's interesting.
Well, that was just that one. Well, thank you for that, because I absolutely love that piece of writing. And underneath it, you have the joy tree. Was that an inspiration as a result of that moment, or was that painted prior to it? Oh,
that one was like, that was chalk. Okay. And I was just like, I wonder. And that one was done. It was done in around the same time.
Wow, really, really nice. All right. Do you ever see yourself writing a book?
Oh yes, I wanted to. My best friend who works for Random House was trying to get me to write. I am writing a kid's stories that I wanted to do a series, and then it was just going to be with me and my husband, and it was just going to say that we're the same but we're different, and it would just have, hi, I'm Steve, and I'm tall, and my best friend Pete, he's short, but we're still good, but they're still great.
Right.
I'm black, he's white. Still different, but same.
I love it.
And then just go into that, and then we'll have different ways of, when we live together, I was going to say something like, he looks at the top of the refrigerator to get some food. I can only notice the bottom of the refrigerator. Just stuff that's just kind of odd, but kind of funny, where they could just be like, something, I have to do something so that they can see that it's not the color. It's not the color.
Yes. No, I love that idea. So. No, that's fantastic. All right, now we're going to migrate a little bit into talking about a few current topics. Not too much, because I don't like to necessarily dwell on what's going on in the world today. But March 2020, we shut down the country, and it created what we know now as the pandemic. Can I ask you how this has affected your life?
Oh, well, I personally like being home. So when everyone was all upset and they're like, I got to stay home and everything else, I was like, okay, well, come on. If I go out, I try to go out during the day, but then I always have to do my drive. And I drive at like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I'll just go for a drive so that I can just really wind down, and then I'll just go to bed. But it gives me a little scared, though, because the way the police officers, I'm like, I'm trying to...
Let's move into something a little lighter. Okay, so it's time to transition into a segment which I call, where we get an opportunity to discover another side to L. Steven.
Oh, no.
It's called Infinite Possibilities.
Okay.
Okay, who is your favorite designer?
For what?
Fashion.
Believe it or not, Calvin Klein.
Calvin Klein.
He's nice and simple. And Polo. It all depends on your era. That shows your age. Because, I grew up when Calvin Klein, Hilfiger Digger, Tommy, even when your friend Donna Karen, who don't like black people. Oh, sorry, they call her Karen now, whatever they call her name. Oh, it's weird. Those were the hot.
That's
Gucci
true.
was hot and everything else. And so I'm still with those type of things.
Yes.
The new designers, until I see one that just makes me just...
Interesting.
See, when I was growing up, Victoria's Secret was cheap, nasty, classy stuff. And I was like, well, I think they need to market themselves better. Then they finally had little things.
That's right.
And now they're stylists.
Well, I'm not going to even ask you about them. I was going to say what you think about Savage, but I won't even...
Savage who?
Rihanna.
Oh, the one that gave that boy the clap.
Is this, ooh?
That's why he beat her.
Wait, can you say it? Wait,
allegedly.
We'll edit that out.
Allegedly.
Let's move on to the next.
You want to know?
Do you have a fashion icon?
Oh, actually, I I want to meet Andre, whatchamacallit, the black man that was in Vogue editor in
Oh,
Europe.
yes, I know who you're talking about.
And I want to meet him and tell him he can give me his clothes he had when he was my size. I don't want the Afghans.
I haven't seen him in a long
Ooh, she
time.
blew up, honey.
Really?
She said,
We'll edit that out, too.
okay.
If you had to create a law that everyone had to follow, what would it be?
Oh, merging.
On the freeway?
Yes. I cannot stand how they merge. In California, they wait till the last minute and they wait for the shoulder and then they go in front. Oh, God. It don't make no sense. Just merge. You want to merge anyway, so I got 3 cars. They're not doing nothing.
Now, if you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be? And it doesn't have to be, it could be a musician, anybody.
Oh, my book is going to be called When I Blush, I Turn Burgundy. That's my book. Okay, and edit the name out because that's cute. When I Blush, I Turn Burgundy. And in volume 1, I Thought You Knew. Okay. Now, you were talking about a collaborator, any person. Who did I think? I don't know. I'm sorry. I just think nowadays.
You could be Picasso. It could be.
Oh, Picasso! I heard he was real vain, and if he got on my nerves, I'd stomp his little narrow ass on the ground.
Shakespeare. Anybody.
Okay. Oh well, I really let's say that to someone who I really Whoopi Goldberg. I love me some Whoopi Goldberg. I wanted to meet her. I even know that she has her name, her signature written on 7th and Howard at the San Francisco Theater because she said she was gonna be famous, and she wrote her signature right there. Because they have like a cement walker, whatchamacallit, and she can put her name right there.
I heard that. Now, favorite superhero?
It's either old ones, either Superman or Wonder Woman. Batman wasn't no superhero. He had no natural powers. His little legs by himself. But Wonder Woman cannot fly by herself. She got a super jet.
We might have to do the Wonder Woman spin before we leave today. Do you desire fame? I think I asked you that already.
Well, because I was telling you that if I want to go talk to your friend Beyonce or one of them and say, you need to buy my one piece for $1 million and set the trend, and then I'll give you 2 more of my pieces.
There you go.
And then that's how you make to start the person's name.
Now, what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Watch out for John. Learn how to duck. Don't fall asleep on a train.
Life lessons. All right, this next section is
and you never was that fat.
Isn't it amazing how you look back and you like, I actually looked in the mirror and...
I thought I was huge. And then I'm like, who is that? I wasn't that big.
The journey to self-love is something else.
Still in my car, too.
One-word answer.
Uh-huh.
Egypt or France?
France.
Day or night?
Day.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Life after death?
Yes.
Spiritual or religious?
Spiritual.
Heels or flats?
Heels.
Black is forever classic.
Yes.
Lace or spandex?
Oh, lace.
The 70s or the 90s?
90s.
Will acid wash jeans ever make a comeback?
They're already wearing them now.
Bell bottoms or culottes?
Oh, same.
And what fashion statement should never return ever again?
Oh, wearing the bicycle underwear underneath the bicycle. I mean, over the bicycle pants. Okay, I don't understand that now.
We got 2 more questions.
My husband still wear that outfit. I told him not to wear it.
4 words that describe you.
What does RuPaul say? And it's interesting because that word spells seaweed. Uniqueness, nerve, and talent. And they don't even notice it.
Wait, what? Forward?
They say, he's like, I want you to have your something, your uniqueness, your nerve, and your talent.
All right.
What that spell? The first word is deceit.
Yes.
And I was like, he's like, so? I was like, okay. So mine are strong, quiet, reliable friend. Peace, I guess that's another one.
And last question. Do you believe in creating heaven on earth?
Yeah, it's already here. Because it really is true. Earth is what I have here, and heaven's in my head. So, in order to change my earth, I need to change my heaven. I need to change how I think about myself and how I think about the world. I believe that.
Well, thank you, L. Steven.
I believe this part too.
It's been a pleasure getting the opportunity to learn about the original.
Oh, the original.
And is there anything else you want to say to the world?
Well, let's see, y'all. I was gonna actually be like, okay, well, I haven't done anything in a while, so we'll see. Now that you reminded me about closing that door behind me and locking and burning the bridge, I'm gonna have to burn the bridge.